800-409-5633. Again, on the web, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or give them a call at 800-409-5633.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Big news blitz coming up here in just a few minutes, but I want to continue with your phone calls right now. Rich in Tennessee, thanks for holding. You're on the air.
Hey, thanks, Alex. Appreciate you taking my call.
Appreciate you calling. What's on your mind?
Hey, just a quick comment and just a quick question. I'm a veteran. I was stationed in South Korea in '97, and basically the first time that I realized there was a huge discrepancy in what the official story is and what the real story is when I was stationed up by the DMZ, and my friend was stationed a little bit closer than me, but we were both up there. And we had Madeline Albright come over, and she visited the base, and he didn't have heat, and it was the beginning of it was starting to get cold, beginning of the winter season, and he didn't have heat, and she came right to his base and was supposed to be over there to make sure troops were doing okay and everything was going well. And I remember he told me, I talked to him, he said, she came and left and went to the United States, and everything's going great, our troops are being well taken care of, and he still didn't get heat the whole winter. He was freezing his tail off out there. Just hilarious. But anyway, just...
Well, that sounds like a small thing, but it's a culture of lying, a culture of big, giant, obelisk-like marble buildings of the banks and the government, and we're just the little people, and they're God, and they know best. When at the end of the day, they're just a bunch of crooks who are afraid of justice. That's why they're setting up a police state to suppress the people in case we ever try to bring them to justice. Madeleine Albright in 2008 came driving in to the Bilderberg meeting and got so scared by people recognizing her and bullhorning her that she panicked and fled and left. And later she admitted that to news cameras. So it just shows they're a bunch of goblin-like cowards who are all on a bunch of heart medication, who are scared to death of us. They're a bunch of swindlers. But only because we don't have respect in ourselves can they get away with all their crimes. Go ahead.
Exactly. No, I appreciate what you're saying. But I only brought that up just because, since that time, that always kind of tucked in the back of my mind. I always knew something was not right, but it just kind of laid dormant until really a lot of your films and a lot of things that I've heard people just bring up. And I just, you go down that rabbit hole and you just find out all a bunch of stuff. But so I've been awake for about 3 years, and really appreciate you and all the work you do and everybody else that's working hard. But my question is, with the gold thing, I was just wondering, is it possible, because I haven't heard anybody address this, but is it possible that we should be concerned about another FDR situation with the confiscation of gold?
Absolutely, you should be concerned. But they only... Again, you should be concerned about dying in a car wreck today. You should be concerned about, getting cancer if you smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, or getting liver failure if you drink a bottle of Jack Daniels every night. They devalued the currency, they bankrupted the society, and then 3 years later came and took the gold, but most people refused to turn it in. So, yeah, we should be worried about the government passing a draft and saying all our kids have got to go fight for the New World Order. But, that doesn't keep you from having a child just because they may try to draft them. It doesn't keep you from getting on the highway just because you might die in a car wreck. It doesn't keep you from getting the best thing there is to protect yourself. Doesn't mean it's perfect. Doesn't mean thieves can't steal it. Doesn't mean they can't manipulate it downward. Doesn't mean the government can't try to make you turn it in. At a certain point, we've got to start saying, I'm not taking your shot when you say it's mandatory. They tried that last year. I'm not going to give you my gold, you little criminal creatures. At a certain point, you've got to say no to these swindlers. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, I appreciate that. And I guess, when we're trying to do what's best for our families and we're trying to move our savings into something that's a little bit more dependable. It's just I was trying to make the best decision, and I didn't want to do that if that might, I guess anything can happen.
Sure, exactly. Hedge your bets. Be invested in as many things as you can. Number one, invest in God. Invest in loving your friends and family and having a community. Alex Jones here with urgent information concerning trendsresearch.com. The Trends Journal distills the voluminous ongoing research of the Trends Research Institute into a concise, readily accessible form. By tracking 300 separately defined domestic and international trends, the Trends Journal establishes the connections that others fail to see or misinterpret. Gerald Salente's Trends Journal allows you to anticipate change, recognize the implications, and take protective strategies. Individual readers from every walk of life can put the Trends Journal, Trends Forecast, and Trends Analysis to practical use. Extra information to keep you well informed throughout the year. When any current event of major social, economic, or political significance occurs, Trends Journal notifies its subscribers of their implications. When you subscribe to the Trends Journal, you'll also receive Trends Alerts. Visit trendsresearch.com today. That's trendsresearch.com. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. This information is too important to wait.
You may be arrested and/or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on Earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. Hi folks, this is Alex Jones asking you for a minute of your time to tell you about soap. Not detergents, but good old-fashioned pure soap made by the Cal Ben Soap Company, a family-owned and operated American company. My family, staff, friends, and radio listeners are constantly telling me how much they love these products for bath, hair, laundry, and dishes. There is nothing like these factory-direct, big money-saving, triple-concentrated soaps anywhere. Get a free detailed catalog by calling 800-340-7091 or see them online at 5starsoap.com or Infowars.com. Let's talk to the owner of 5 Star Soap, Marty Schachter, and see what he has to say.
As founder and owner for over 63 years, people keep asking me, how's business? I'm happy to say our business is going down the drain. Call us at 1-800-340-7091. Visit our website, 5starsoap.com, for buying our 1 to 2 month soap sampler. Thank you.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want to stop tyranny? Well, so does he. Live from the Infowars.com studios, it's Alex Jones.
We're back live now, 8 minutes into this second hour, September 1st, 2010. Seems like this year just started a few months ago, but here we are. It's already long in the tooth and has a long white beard. Old man fall and winter is right around the corner. Okay. I'm looking at all this news. I'm gauging it. Financial news, police state news, great news on the climate change fraud, really continuing its free fall. Its implosion is even more devastating than I first thought. Remember back in November, the media tried to stonewall the fact that the ClimateGate emails were devastating, showing the premeditated fraud, and that it was a eugenics, end of industrial civilization program of criminal feudalism and consolidation. And I popped champagne on air. I've never done that before or since. I told my crew, and I'm not a big drinker, but I said, you go to the store and buy $50 bottles of champagne. That may be nothing for Al Gore or Sarah Palin, but that's a pretty fancy champagne for us around here. You know, $8 bottles, pretty fancy. And we had 2 bottles, the crew of about 5 people and myself. We all had a couple of glasses of champagne when that first broke. And it took about 3 weeks for the media to finally admit it was real. But I know something devastating when I see it. And this was a great victory for my family. It was a great victory for your family. I mean, if they get this carbon tax dictatorship through, it means one-child policy, forced sterilizations worldwide. It means the end of family farms, the end of small factories. You think NAFTA and GATT have killed our business and our industry. You ain't seen nothing yet. And let me tell you, I described those documents being leaked like the Death Star plans being stolen by Bothan spies. But they still had to get them to Princess Leia, who tried to get them to Obi-Wan Kenobi, who got them to Luke Skywalker, and they still had to get in their X-Wings, and they had to go blow up the Death Star. About a month after those documents got leaked, the Death Star blew up. But there was still a giant Imperial fleet of Super Star Destroyers out there causing problems. Well, the Super Star Destroyer Executor has been destroyed, and the Emperor, at least the Emperor of climate fraud, Al Gore, has been thrown down a mine shaft and has blown up. So, I mean, it's just, I mean, this is time for Ewoks to be dancing around and singing, and I know this can't get any more cheesy, but I'm just going with it, and I expect to see Obi-Wan Kenobi's spirit and Anakin Skywalker over here. Now, you know, the fight isn't over because there's still a lot of other globalist scams going, but this is bigger than George Washington beating the Hessians at Trenton, his first major victory that showed that they could be beaten. This is unspeakably good. Look, I'm already rambling. That's coming up too. You know, I get bummed out one day looking at all the evil, but I also got to get positive, because if we just stand up and get up off our butts and stand up to these bullies. It's always scary when the bully comes down on you and he's a lot bigger than you and he goes ahead and swings at you and connects, and you kind of, you know, but as soon as he connects with you, as soon as he punches you, you're not scared anymore. You're going to beat the living daylights out of him. And pretty soon that bully's on the ground with blood coming out their ears and nose, begging for you to stop. And you know what? We are going to stomp the living Hades out of the New World Order. If you'll just get up off your butt and just say, you know what? I didn't start this fight, government, but you're looking for it. I'm going to go out and warn everybody, and I'm going to boldly expose you, and it's over. You understand, scum? Just open the can up of you-know-what. Just open it up politically and see through the neocons and the Democrats and say, we're done with you. If you were real, you'd be saying audit the Federal Reserve and audit Fort Knox. You'd be saying bring all the troops home now, period. You'd be Ron Paul. We're done. We're done. We need to get aggressive. All right. Dorothy in Ohio, you're on the air.
How you doing?
Good, I'm great.
Good. First thing I'd like to know, and once I'm done, you'll hopefully understand my question, is I'd like to be able to get the number to Joel as well as your offline number. And the reason being is I studied forensics in college with government and a minor in Soviet studies. I went into the military as an officer in the Air Force, where I witnessed personally chem gear. NATO alliances were taking out a critical piece of the chem gear before we went to the first Gulf War. I stepped up and stopped it, and ultimately went on to work at Grumman, where I witnessed the F-14 was getting defective chips into the weapons box of the F-14, which is the leading jet, and this is, again, before the first Gulf War. And it made the F-14 virtually like a Cessna that could be shot down. I challenged it, wrote reports up to the Air Force, and the Air Force tried to fire me out of the United States Air Force. This is all before the first Gulf War. I witnessed as an officer and a commander, which means I had legal authority. Now, mind you, I'd studied Ohio law before going in. I read the UCMJ every year. I witnessed the human sexual trafficking of women, children, and men inside the military. I reported it up to the leadership, to the wing commanders, to the JAG, to OSI. No one would stop it. I have since discovered